Hello everyone, Mark here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to trade with the Millionaire Star Trader. Now as you can see on the chart, we have a bunch of signals, and I'm going to be going through showing you guys what a valid signal is and what an invalid signal is. Now for this purpose I'm going to be using with the trend filter on, which means I'm only going to get signals with the trend. Okay, so there's going to be slightly less signals, but it's also going to clear up the chart so you won't see too many lines and everything. Okay, so the first signal we'll start at is this sell signal right here. Now, as you can tell, it's painted the sell stop loss right here in the entry point. This trade is a valid trade, as you can see, because it has an entry point below this blue line, which is remember we said 1.5 pips to 2 pips below this. So let's say the entry point is right here, okay, where this horizontal, where I'm putting my marker. You can see that this next candle here broke that level, continued to go down a bit, and then reversed back up. So it would have entered the trade. Now the take profit for this candle is this first take profit right here. So it never hit take profit until, so this was the 25th. It didn't hit take profit until the 27th. However, another candle after, there was a signal. Now this signal right here, this signal did not hit the entry. The entry point for this signal is this blue line right here, and your entry level is like a pip and a half below this blue line, and as you can see, this trade went back up. So now it didn't hit your entry, and it reversed all the way back up, and it hit the stop loss instead. So it hit the stop loss for the second trade. So this trade actually is invalid, because what I'm trying to teach you guys is that when a trade, and I've been saying this in my Telegram, if you're not in it, I'll have a link in the description. But when a trade goes the opposite direction of the signal, okay, without entering your trade, and it hits the stop loss level where your stop loss would be, that automatically becomes invalid. However, you can see that the trade did come back down, hit the entry. It would have hit the entry, it would have hit take profit on this candle right here that went below this first take profit. None of these trades hit take profit too until all the way on the 29th. So 2 days after that, it hit the second take profit. However, by this time, these trades were already these trades already weren't, like, you would have taken your profit on one and not waited for take profit 2. However, this trade here was invalid because, as you can tell, it never entered the signal before it hit your stop loss line for it. So this trade was invalid. You never took this trade. It never entered because it didn't enter the trade until the 27th, and by then the price had already gone past the stop loss level without hitting your entry, so that was invalid. Your first trade, however, kept on going. Even though it reversed, price didn't go up, it didn't touch the stop loss. Even though it was traveling back up, and then it went back down, it hit your take profit. Now when it hits take profit 1, you either put your stop loss, you take 80% of profits. So let's say your lot size is 1, you then take 0.8 lots, okay, you close 0.8 lots, and you move your stop loss right past your entry. So if your entry was 1.5 pips below the entry blue line, then you want to set your stop loss to 2 pips below the blue line. That way you're breaking even with a little bit of pips, okay, like 0.5 pips. So that way, that's your 20%. So you're leaving 20% running until it hits take profit 2 or it gets stopped out. In this case, as you can see, price did come back up, so you would have got your 20% stopped out at break even, but you would have locked in 80% profit. So we move into the next trade. Okay, the next trade here, pretty simple. The candle is right here, the signal candle. The blue line is entry. You want to set your entry sell stop order about a pip and a half below the blue line. As you can see, this candle here entered it. It also hit both take profits. So it hit your take profit 1, take profit 2. So you locked in 100% profit on this candle before it reversed, which is fine. This candle here almost did the same thing. The only thing I can't tell with this candle, with this sell signal right here, is that the next candle did go down and hit take profit 1, and then it went back up. It did pass stop loss. So the only problem is here is that if it didn't hit your take profit, instead it hit your stop loss, then went down, then went back up, then you probably didn't enter, it didn't enter the trade if it went up, then down, then back up. So I'm not going to count this trade. I'm not going to say that you got in because it's too weird to tell which way it went first before it entered your trade or anything. So as you can see, there was a buy trade as well on this green candle. Right here you could see the star. Now this trade, it got entered on this signal right here, on this candle. As you can tell, a pip and a half above, you put your entry. It went up, it passed take profit 1, take profit 2. Once it passed take profit 1, you set your stop loss right here where my line is, maybe. And then it went straight up, so it never came back down to stop you out. It just went straight up, hit take profit 2, and that was that. So you locked in 100% profit. Here, almost the same thing, except this candle here, when it entered, let's say you entered a pip and a half above the blue line right here. When it went up, it hit take profit 1, but it came back down. So then you locked in 80%, and when you moved your stop loss to 2 pips above, it came back down, broke even on the 20%, then went back up. It never hit take profit 2. It looks like there's still a little black right here, so it almost hit take profit 2 but didn't. So it doesn't matter, you still locked in 80%. Let's move into the next candle. Same thing happened here. You probably only locked in 80%, you didn't lock in 100%. So I mean, if this is a problem to you, what you could do is just lock in 100% at take profit 1, and then don't bother with take profit 2. So we're moving on. Next candle. So here looks like we have our first loss. 18 pip loss because it entered the trade, then came back down. You would have got stopped out. There's nothing you can't win every trade, guys, which is fine. This trade right here, oh look, you lost 18 pips, but then the next trade you won 17 pips, so you basically broke even, or almost broke even, sorry. This trade here, you entered right here, it came back up, it didn't go back up to stop loss, so this was a valid trade. You entered. If this trade had never hit this line and just went back up, that's when it makes it invalid. Don't get me wrong, some trades are valid, like this right here. This was a valid trade, it just lost. But this trade here was valid and it won. Another thing, what I think I am going to start doing is I'm going to start multiplying my lots every loss, because I haven't seen it lose 4 times in a row. Okay, and so for example, if your trade lots are 0.1 here and you lost, then maybe you take 0.2 right here, you know, so then you make back the loss here and you make more because you almost broke even just trading the same lot size. Here we have another trade right here. It was just a loss. You lost 14 pips here. I think you made it back up on these 2 trades, because the trade was valid. As you can see, it entered, it just didn't hit stop take profit 1, reversed, you got stopped out. And this trade here won 8 pips, then this trade here won 7 pips on take profit 1. Both of these did hit take profit 2. Oh, by the way, this trade also hit take profit 2. So if you ended, it would have hit take profit without stopping you, because if you could see this candle right here, when it went down, it hit take profit 1. You moved your stop loss below your entry. You locked in 100%, but your 20% locked in an extra, like, wow, this is almost like over 20 pips. So like I said, it might be worth doing 80-20, or you could take your 100% and take profit 1. It's up to you. However, this trade that lost 14 pips, you made this back up on these 2 trades and more. And if you doubled your lots, so if you were trading 0.1 right here again after winning this, you reset your lot size to 0.1. Well, you lost this, then 0.2 right here, you won this, and you won way more trades right here. Look, it just blew straight through all the take profits. So yeah, same thing here. This trade here was valid. It hit take profit 1. However, if you took 80%, it came back, your 20% broke even, because even though it went back up to take profit 2, it did reverse. So then you didn't get the full 2 take profits. Here you have a loss. And then the next trade right here, you see you lose this 0.1 lots. You go here, you got the entries. As you can see, this actually reversed. However, because you probably entered the trade, this was valid, and it never hit stop loss before it entered. So then on this candle here, if it didn't enter here, it entered here for sure. It went down, you hit take profit right here, you hit take profit 1. So even though you lost, you still doubled your lots, you know. You almost made back because it was 36 pips you lost, even though this was only 11. If you doubled your lot size, you basically got 22, almost broke even. Here's a loss right here, which losses do happen, guys. This trade was valid. I believe this was 2 pips. Let me see. I'm just going to make sure. So the low of this candle is 127. And the low of this candle is 148. So yeah, it was just 2 pips. So you definitely did get entered on this trade, and then you got stopped out. So even though it came back down to take profit, you got stopped out, which is fine. You don't win every trade, guys. Same thing happened here, even though you got stopped out. So that was 2 trades in a row you lost, right? So we'll see how many losses we took in a row. So this is the second trade. Wait, is it the second? No, wait. Yeah, lost this trade. Lost this trade. So yeah, that's 2 losses in a row. Then you have this trade valid. You then won one, won another one, won another one, won another one. So you just won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades in a row without losing, because none of these hit stop loss. This one here, it looks like it hit stop loss, but as you can see, the second candle that it entered on hit take profit before even it hit both take profits. Actually, it hit one and the green one. It's kind of awkward to see this right here, this like all these lines, but the way you can see that it hit take profit is that none of these candles actually got breached. None of these red candles actually like price came back and hit them. The red lines are the stop loss. The only one that had a candle break them is this one right here. But as you can see, when the signal popped right here, it hit take profit the next candle. So even though you had 2 losses in a row, you just had 5 wins in a row. And if you multiplied your lot on this trade right here, you won so much pips right here. It's crazy. So then you go again, another few wins right here. You're winning like crazy. These right here, let's take a look at this one. This one was just straight wins. It went straight to TP2. It didn't, this one reversed, but I think you entered like over here. Oh, your stop loss was here after hitting the first take profit. So then you hit take profit 2. This trade right here went to take profit 1. It never came back up. It hit take profit 2 as well. Oh, okay, so here's one. This is the recent trade right here. As you can tell, price didn't actually go down and hit entry. So entry would have been like 1.5 pips below. It didn't hit entry. So what happened here? Price on the next line went up and it hit the level of stop loss. So this trade was straight invalid. And it wasn't valid. It did go down and enter right here, and you could have seen that when it entered on this candle, it would have won and kept going down, but we don't risk that, okay? We just count the invalid trades. Once it passes up above the stop loss, it's just invalid. There's no reason for you to try and wait for it to take the trade. It's already invalid. Just let it go. And yeah, even though you missed out on this trade, you still made a lot of money, you know. For the past, we started when? I think we started on this candle right here. These 2 candles where this trade was invalid. This was November 22nd, and it had about like what, 4 losses and about like 20 wins. really high win rate, guys. As long as you follow the rules, you listen to what I'm telling you, you're gonna make a lot of money. If you have any questions, just ask me and I will be happy to help you. Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you're interested, let me know.